Psalm 64, verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Listen to General Mike Flynn on the redacted.
So who's in charge? Who's running the show? Well, you have the World Economic Forum, okay, and you can go dig into all these people. You know, Klaus Schwab is the sort of the CEO of that. You've got George Soros. You've got Barack Obama internal to the United States of America. So those other two are external. They're part of this globalist alliance. You have Xi out of China, who is he's holding a lot of reins over people here in this country, to include those in the White House. And you have Barack Obama, right? And Barack Obama, and, you know, who is Barack Obama? What is Barack Obama's background? Who's controlling Barack Obama? Because Barack Obama is not somebody who is, you know, wakes up every morning and he's in charge of everything. Barack Obama is somebody who is dangled by this other sort of global alliance that does exist. And that global alliance, and I wrote a few notes down, because what we're going to experience between now and the election that are outside of our control, meaning the United States of America, unless we have a president, and Joe Biden is still the president. I call him a sundowner because he's only awake from 8 o'clock to probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then when the sun goes down, he goes to bed. So I call him a sundowner president. So, so these are the people that are, this alliance of people that are in charge, and they stay in communications with each other. They actually, in many cases, are very public about what their plans are and what they're doing. In fact, the closest advisor to Klaus Schwab recently said that we don't really even need to have a U.S. election, that artificial intelligence can predict the outcome of the election, can predict the outcome of what the American people want. Well, then, I mean, these are people, the closest advisor, his name is Harari, to Klaus Schwab and George Soros, and he's very close to Barack Obama as well. So we're going to still have our election, but as this guy also says, Harari now, he also says this will probably be the last election in the United States of America, the last presidential election in the United States of America. It's like, I kind of go, what? Where is this coming from? Why does this guy believe this? And these are the people that's part of this alliance. And when I say alliance, I'm not talking about China, Russia, Iran, and those countries exist, and they are also part of a nation-state alliance that is against the United States of America. So, so what does all this mean? Well, between now and November, we're likely to experience a complete global economic shift to a digital currency that Biden has already signed off on almost 3 years ago. People can go look up the executive order, global economic shift to a digital currency that Biden has already signed off on almost 3 years ago. People can, so what does all this mean? Well, between now and November, we're likely to experience a complete global economic shift to a digital currency that Biden has already signed off on almost 3 years ago. People can go look up the executive order 14067. So what does all this mean? Well, between now and November, we're likely to experience a complete global economic shift to a digital currency that Biden has already signed off on almost 3 years ago. People can go look up the executive order 14067. It's on central bank digital currencies. That is that we are already in play here. You've heard these guys talking about it. Even Trump talked about digital. He talked about not allowing it, but he's not in charge, right? So Trump, I know, has talked about Bitcoin and some of these other, cyber